YouTube. Today I'll be doing my review of the last book in the Grisha trilogy, which is Ruin and Rising. Okay, so if you've seen my previous two reviews for Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, this is a progression down for me. I did read the full book, so I didn't DNF it. Once again, this will be a spoiler review. Let's just get into what I found wrong with this lot and the whole series as a whole. So, the magic system is one of my biggest gripes. I felt like there wasn't enough substance to the magic system. I read a lot of fantasy. I like new magic systems. I felt this one was under-researched simply because they call it the small science. And I felt Bardugo sort of touched on it being a manipulation of atoms, but didn't go anywhere near that close to explain it. Especially with the fabricators, I felt like that could have been, and the character David, I felt that would have been a great conduit into talking about the manipulation of the materials that he chose to use, because he was obsessive. He was a great character in order to be able to get some of that information loading across to the reader. And I almost feel like it wasn't, like it was too scary to research, so didn't put it in the book. Okay? It could have been explained a lot better. We've all, if you saw my first Shadow and Bone review, Alina, our main character, was a cartographer. There was no map in this book. I really feel that's a massive loss. I like maps. I like being able to work out where they are within their world. I feel that was a loss. The last thing that really sort of lost it for me within this book, and it became quite glaring within this book because of the actions of Prince Nikolai, it felt like it wanted to be too many genres. So the reason why I say that is it felt like it was trying to be a hit the steampunk checklist without actually being steampunk. He had all his different flying machines. He was up in this mountainous area. This is the spoilers. He was up hiding out in this mountainous area that apparently he'd been redoing for about 4 years, and it was all steam pipes and keeping it heated, and it was all brass and big statues and things, and it was up in an eerie sort of setup. It really tried to hit that steampunk sort of slot, but didn't go far enough into it. It sort of tried to hit, well, it's fantasy, it's got a magic system, but it didn't quite get enough detail in it for it to really do it for me. It's a coming of age story, but she kept rehashing old problems over and over again. There was almost a love triangle between Alina, Mal, and Nikolai, but really Nikolai was only ever interested in a political sense, so it didn't have like a good Hunger Games love triangle. It just tried too hard to be too many things. I also really didn't like the way it ended. I didn't like the idea that, again, spoilers, I didn't like the idea that they erased themselves from their past. I feel that's a cheat. Everyone has to own up to their past. It just has to be acknowledged. You can't just, oh, look, I get a new past. And they just go back off into the country and look after the orphans where they grew up. No, that's crap. That's complete crap. Nikolai shows up every so often and everyone's like, oh, we don't know who they are. Yeah, of course you know who the reigning emperor is. This is just stupid. The twins show up. They would have been fairly high up in the thing. It's ridiculous. I really disliked. I gave it 2 stars. It was written okay. Like, it wasn't god awful. I finished it. It's got to be a 2-star book if I finish it. But it was a disappointment. It lacked. It lacked. It lacked the research that it needed. It lacked the depth that really it required. It was only a 370-page book. Either make it a duology and pack it all in so we didn't have to have that stupid middle fight in the little church where they got away with it, or pack in the knowledge. Again, you had characters in there that could have been the knowledge dump characters and didn't use them. So, as I said, 2 stars. Coming up next in my book reviews, I will be doing the Raven Boys, and so that will be very soon. On the upside, I enjoyed that one. So yeah, if you would disagree with me, if you love this series, tell me why in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with me, thumbs down if you don't, and I will see you next time on BookTube. Bye!